Soros. Trump will win popular vote, lose electoral college. I know I'm going to say that again. Soros. Trump will win popular vote, lose electoral college. According to an interview done by Bloomberg at World Economic Forum on August 31st, just published by Bill Steele, George Soros said Donald Trump will win the popular vote in a landslide but lose the electoral college. The disturbing admission would confirm two things. One, the widespread rigging of the polls in the United States, and two, the widespread collusion amongst the controlled media in keeping this quiet. Take a look at a brief Soros clip as a blind Bloomberg reporter asked Soros how he thinks the United States election will go. What words was Soros stumbling over? Announcements? What word is he trying to pull up? I think he starts to say, paid political elements. Perhaps he means that there will be a massive paid political advertisement. Or could he be talking about his voting machine rigging the elections? Incidentally, according to a Daily Caller story from last week, Smartmatic, a United Kingdom-based voting technology company with deep ties to George Soros, has provided voting technology in 16 states, including battleground zones like Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. Other jurisdictions affected are California, District of Columbia, Illinois, Louisiana, Missouri, New Jersey, Oregon, Washington, and Wisconsin. Or is he talking about outright bribery of the voting members of the Electoral College itself? According to archives.gov, there is no constitutional provision or federal laws that requires electors to vote according to the results of the popular vote in their states. Some states, however, require electors to cast their votes according to the popular vote. The United States Supreme Court has held that the Constitution does not require that electors be completely free to act as they choose, and therefore political parties may extract pledges from electors to vote for the party's nominees. The Supreme Court has not specifically ruled on the question of whether pledges and penalties for failure to vote as pledged may be enforced under the Constitution. No elector has ever been prosecuted for failing to vote as pledged. In fact, only 29 states require electors to vote for the winners of the popular vote. But fortunately, several are critical swing states, including Colorado, Florida, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Ohio, Utah, Virginia, and Wisconsin. According to archives.gov, over the years, however, despite legal oversight, a number of electors have violated their state laws binding them to their pledge vote. However, these violators often face being charged with a misdemeanor or a small fine, usually $1,000. Lastly, Soros then says a very remarkable thing, that he and his associates are a small minority of extremists. Yes, global governance extremists. The only thing for sure is that we will never know what he stumbled on. It was a slip of the tongue by a boasting billionaire to a pretty blonde television reporter. However, what we can say for sure is that the opinion of George Soros, Donald Trump, will win the popular vote in a landslide.
Bring in John Carr. We're going to take a deeper dive now at the electoral map. You have our latest ratings from ABC News.
That's right. And as it's been throughout this campaign, the map still favors Hillary Clinton, although the battleground has expanded over the past week. The red states are states that we have rated advantage Trump. Blue, advantage Hillary Clinton. Gray are the toss-ups. And if you look at it right now, George, Hillary Clinton, even just with the states that already advantage her, is at 275 electoral votes, enough to become president.
So that's her clearest path to victory, but she's got several paths.
Yeah, she has several paths. The first is simply to hang on to those blue states, particularly here. This is her big blue firewall. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, states that they are looking at in the final week, states that Trump has shown signs of life. If she hangs on to that, she wins narrowly. But the other one, George, is this. This really does it, the state of Florida. If Hillary Clinton can win the state of Florida, and right now they feel confident down there, it is lights out for Donald Trump. Check this out. Even if he manages to win Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, he doesn't get what he needs.
Yeah, that Latino vote down in Florida so far, that early vote, astounding. 200,000 more Hispanics had voted by Friday than voted in the entire last election. But what is Trump's best path right now?
He's got two paths that I see. First of all, he can win every single one of the toss-up states, so all of them. He runs the table on the toss-up states. Even there, he comes up short. He wins the state of Nevada, gets to 269. Then he needs to win this single congressional district, the second congressional district up in Maine. That is one path that would get him to 270. The other path he has is, again, to win every single one of the toss-up states and pick off one of those states in the industrial Midwest. For instance, if he takes Pennsylvania, that would get him to where he needs. But again, to do that, he still needs to win every single toss-up state.
The tariff was the hottest political issue in the 1888 campaign, and the country was clearly divided. In an election comparable to the 2000 race, Democrat Cleveland actually won the popular vote. But Republican Harrison became president because he won in the Electoral College.
Warning, announcing the commencement of the annual Purge. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual Purge. At the siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 services will be suspended. Your government thanks you for your participation.
I purged to keep my country great.
You have been warning at rallies recently that this election is rigged and that Hillary Clinton is in the process of trying to steal it from you.
I will look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time. What I've seen is so bad. First of all, the media is so dishonest and so corrupt, and the pile-on is so amazing. The New York Times actually wrote an article about it that they don't even care. It's so dishonest, and they've poisoned the minds of the voters. But unfortunately for them, I think the voters are seeing through it. I think they're going to see through it. We'll find out on November 8th. If you look at your voter rolls, you will see millions of people that are registered to vote. Millions. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from PureReport and other places. Millions of people that are registered to vote that shouldn't be registered to vote. So, let me just give you one other thing. So I talk about the corrupt media. I talk about the millions of people. Tell you one other thing. She shouldn't be allowed to run. She's guilty of a very, very serious crime. She should not be allowed to run. And just in that respect, I say it's rigged. Because she should never, Chris, she should never have been allowed to run for the presidency based on what she did with emails and so many other things.
There is a tradition in this country, in fact, one of the prides of this country is the peaceful transition of power, and that no matter how hard fought a campaign is, that at the end of the campaign, that the loser concedes to the winner. Not saying that you're necessarily going to be the loser or the winner, but that the loser concedes to the winner and that the country comes together in part for the good of the country. Are you saying you're not prepared now to commit to that principle?
What I'm saying is that I will tell you at the time. I'll keep you in suspense.
But sir, there's
if you look, excuse me, Chris, if you look at your voter rolls, you will see millions of people that are registered to vote. Millions. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from PureReport and other places. Millions of people that are registered to vote that shouldn't be registered to vote. So, let me just give you one other thing. So I talk about the corrupt media. I talk about the millions of people. Tell you one other thing. She shouldn't be allowed to run. She's guilty of a very, very serious crime. She should not be allowed to run. And just in that respect, I say it's rigged. Because she should never, Chris, she should never have been allowed to run for the presidency based on what she did with emails and so many other things.
But, sir, there is a tradition in this country. In fact, one of the prides of this country is the peaceful transition of power, and that no matter how hard fought a campaign is, that at the end of the campaign, that the loser concedes to the winner. Not saying that you're necessarily going to be the loser or the winner, but that the loser concedes to the winner, and that the country comes together in part for the good of the country. Are you saying you're not prepared now to commit to that principle?
What I'm saying is that I will tell you at the time. I'll keep you in suspense.